acquisition of other toll companies in the pipeline. Online applications for licenses, permits for commercial vehicles. Good evening, thanks for joining us. You're watching the evening edition of News on 2. I'm Jessica Lee. A study on the proposal to take over other toll concession companies throughout the country is expected to be completed in 2 to 3 months. Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng says the study conducted with the cooperation of the Works Ministry would be carried out in detail as the process to take over other toll companies is more complex compared to the 4 concessions under Gamuda Berhad or Gamuda.
Tol yang berkaitan dengan Gamuda, ia adalah berlainan. Berlainan kerana ada 2 faktor utama. Satu ialah kerana ia dimiliki oleh sebuah syarikat konsesi. Kedua kerana ia semua dalam kawasan bandaraya. It's what we call intra-city tolls. So dari aspek ini ia amat jelas.
The Finance Minister said this after launching the 2019 Revenue Day in Cyberjaya. The government had earlier announced commencing negotiations with Gamuda to take over 4 highway concessions in which the company held majority shares. The highways involved are Damansara Puchong Expressway or LDP, West KL Traffic Dispersal System or SPRINT, Shah Alam Expressway, Kesas and Smart Tunnel. On another matter, Lim said the government has increased its direct taxes collection target to 150 billion from 147 billion previously. The Finance Minister said this was achievable based on the targeted economic growth of 4.9%, which should be followed by an increase in tax collection.
I think ini berdasarkan keyakinan KSP terhadap RHDN dan juga terhadap pertumbuhan ekonomi. Kerana sekiranya kita menjurus ke arah pertumbuhan 4.9%, ia juga harus disusuli dengan tambahan kutipan cukai yang sewajarnya.
Lim also said that with the Inland Revenue Board's LHDN capability in increasing tax collection, the people are more willing to pay their taxes because they are confident that a clean government will not rob them. Lim said the government had previously set the target at 147 billion ringgit, which was 7.27% year-on-year increase from 2018. On income tax refunds, Lim said as of January, 1.64 billion ringgit had been reimbursed to more than 32,000 tax refund cases, comprising 18,215 companies, 14,082 non-company cases, and 162 involving stamp duties. The application system, which will allow commercial vehicle owners to apply or renew their road licenses online, is expected to be implemented this year. Transport Minister Anthony Loke Siu Fook said efforts are being made in that direction and the ministry is in the midst of identifying a vendor to develop the system.
Jumlah perjawatan dalam APAD ada 380 dan ada 37 kekosongan yang sepatutnya telah diisi. Ada calon dia tetapi belum mendapat kelulusan daripada pihak JPA. Itu yang menyebabkan ada sedikit kelewatan.
Loke said this after the launch of the free school bus service for students at selected schools in the districts of Jelebu and Jompol. He was commenting on a video clip which has made its rounds on social media showing a customer telling off a counter staff at the Land Public Transport Agency or APAD in Kelana Jaya recently. Meanwhile, on the shortage of manpower at APAD, Loke said the ministry was awaiting for approval from the Public Service Department or PSD to fill up the vacancies. The minister also urged customers not to treat counter staff harshly. The private and public sectors, as well as non-government organizations or NGOs, need to build closer collaboration to bring about more impactful social development. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Wan Aziza Wan Ismail said inclusive social development becomes more impactful when all are aligned to a common cause.
It is that gift of good from one that grows to be the gain of for plenty And through this, we can create a better future for all of us Malaysians in Malaysia. I hope other organizations will follow in the footsteps of Petronas in setting up foundations to spearhead their CSR initiatives.
The Deputy Premier also commended Petronas's contribution of 83 million ringgit in efforts to kick off the Imbak Canyon Studies Centre in Sabah, which would serve as a research bank for biodiversity protection and conservation in that area. Meanwhile, Petronas Foundation Chairman Dato' Ahmad Nizam Saleh said the setting up of the foundation was aimed at streamlining all the corporate and social responsibility or CSR works undertaken by the company and focus on 3 areas, namely education, community well-being and development, as well as environment. He added that thus far, Petronas had carried out more than 500 CSR programs since its inception in 1974. The campaign by contesting parties in the Semenyih state by-election has been smooth sailing so far. Election Commission Chairman Azhar Azizan Harun says the technical preparations were going on smoothly and the ballot boxes and indelible ink for use tomorrow have been checked. Azhar also reminded voters and candidates to comply with all the rules which have been set when at the voting centres, including to ensure that they do not wear clothes bearing logos, names, symbols of any party or candidate.
SPR sekali lagi mengingatkan semua pihak yang bertanding bahawa tempoh rasmi berkempen akan tamat pada malam ini, iaitu sehingga jam 11.59 malam. Mulai 1 Mac 12.30 malam tak boleh lagi berkempen. Selepas tempoh itu berakhir, semua pihak hendaklah menghentikan sebarang aktiviti berkempen termasuk aktiviti merayu undi adalah dilarang.
The EC chairman said this after inspecting the ballot boxes at the official vote counting centre at Dewan Sri Cempaka, Kajang Municipal Council in Saujana Impian in Selangor. A total of 996 election workers will be on duty at 24 polling centres and 116 streams tomorrow, and a total of 53,411 ordinary voters are eligible to vote in the by-election. In a related development, Azhar said the campaign in Semenyih had been more positive as compared to the campaign for the Cameron Highlands parliamentary seat, as less complaints were received. He said only 33 complaints were raised compared to the Cameron Highlands by-election, and throughout the campaign period so far, the EC only received police reports and none from the MECC.
Di Cameron Highlands kita pun sedia tahu, sedia maklum bahawa terdapat komplain mengenai pemberian wang, penggunaan aset yang tidak berpatutan, tapi di sini perkara-perkara itu berkurangan saya nampak.
The Semenyih by-election will witness a four-cornered contest among Pakatan Harapan candidate Muhammad Aiman Zainali, Zakaria Hanafi of Barisan Nasional, independent candidate Kwan Chee Heng and Nik Aziz Afiq Abdul of Parti Sosialis Malaysia. Pakatan Keadilan Rakyat (PKR) had never issued any letter stating that the party does not support Pakatan Harapan's candidate in the Semenyih by-election. Its Secretary General Datuk Sri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail in a press statement stressed that the image circulating on social media regarding the letter is fake. Based on the image, the letter dated 28th of February, which used PKR's letterhead, contained the signature of Datuk Sri Saifuddin. The spelling of his name in the letter was, however, wrong. The letter stated that the PKR Political Bureau on the 27th of February took note of complaints from Hulu Langat party leader and unanimously decided not to support Pakatan Harapan's Semenyih by-election candidate Muhammad Aiman Zainali. PKR Communications Director Fahmi Fazil, through his Twitter account, also denied the letter and explained that the PKR by-election Political Bureau did not discuss the issue at the meeting. Will go up by 5 cents per litre, while RON 95 and diesel prices remain the same for the week beginning 2nd of March. In a statement released by the Finance Ministry, the price of RON 97 would increase to RM2.43 per litre from RM2.38 per litre. At the same time, RON 95 and diesel prices were maintained at 2 ringgit 8 cent per litre and 2 ringgit 18 cent per litre, respectively. The ministry also said that in line with the decision made during a cabinet meeting on 27th of February, the cap for RON 95 had been reduced from 2 ringgit 20 cent to 2 ringgit 8 cent per litre. Based on the new automatic pricing mechanism, or APM, the ministry added that prices of RON 95 and diesel from 2nd to the 8th of March should have been 2 ringgit 13 cent and 2 ringgit 38 cent per litre, respectively. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail says the government is studying the possibility of allowing only children who have received immunisation to enrol for school. She also said the proposal would be studied in detail.
Oh, memang itu salah satu daripada apa yang kita syorkan supaya menjadi pencegahan terhadap penyakit-penyakit.
Datuk Seri Dr. Wan Azizah, who is also Women, Family and Community Development Minister, said the immunisation was safe and it should not be doubted, as the Department of Islamic Development Malaysia, or JAKIM, had also issued a fatwa on its halal status. She said the immunisation program in 2017 reached 88% of the original target of 95%. On Monday, several parties, including the Malaysian Islamic Doctors Association, or PERDIM, and Malaysia iMedic, had suggested a move to be implemented to protect the children from preventable diseases such as diphtheria and measles. The Education Ministry has advised all schools against holding activities outside the classroom in view of the current hot weather. Its Minister Dr. Masli Malik said the reminder was sent to schools in the middle of last month. Dr. Masli said he was informed that many schools scheduled to hold their annual sports meet next week had postponed the event.
Di waktu panas, kita tidak menggalakkan sekolah-sekolah mengadakan aktiviti dan kita menggalakkan anak-anak supaya banyak minum air dan kepada ibu bapa supaya berpesan kepada anak-anak mereka untuk menjaga kesihatan.
The minister said this after launching the UNESCO Club and the Model United Nations, or MUN, at Sekolah Sri Putri in Cyberjaya. The Meteorological Department has forecast that the dry spell currently experienced in Western Peninsular Malaysia and Sabah is expected to prolong until the end of March. Dr. Masli said that there had been no cases of heat stroke among students so far. Two more PAS leaders gave statements to the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, or MACC, today over the allegation that PAS received from UMNO 90 million ringgit, believed to be from the One Malaysia Development Berhad, or 1MDB, State Investment Fund. They are Dato' Hashim Jassin, the PAS spiritual leader, and Muhammad Nasir Dawood, Secretary of the PAS Central Elections Department. Dato' Hashim gave his statement at the Perlis MACC office in Kangar, Perlis, after arriving there at 9:45 a.m. Muhammad Nasir gave his statement at the Kelantan MACC office in Kota Baru, arriving there at 9:40 a.m. and leaving about an hour later. Dato' Hashim told reporters that he was questioned by two MACC officers and that he extended his cooperation to them. Several PAS leaders have given statements to MACC on the matter. They include PAS Secretary General Datuk Taqiyuddin Hassan and Bachok MP Nik Muhammad Nik Abdul Aziz. Former Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak today failed in his application to disqualify former Federal Court Judge Datuk Seri Gopal Sriram from leading the prosecution team in his One Malaysia Development Berhad, or 1MDB cases. Now, High Court Judge Colin Lawrence Sekera dismissed Datuk Seri Najib's application after finding that there was no evidence to show that Datuk Seri Gopal would be acting in a biased manner as Senior Deputy Public Prosecutor in handling the case. Judge Colin also said that there was no evidence to show that Datuk Seri Gopal was involved with the investigation by the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, or MACC, relating to 1MDB cases faced by Datuk Seri Najib. On the defence argument that Datuk Sri Gopal must produce his letter of appointment as a prosecutor, Judge Collins said Datuk Sri Najib had no right to demand for the letter. He said the Attorney General has himself stated in the court that Datuk Sri Gopal was appointed pursuant to Section 376, subsection 3 of the Criminal Procedure Code, or CPC, and it can be taken that Datuk Sri Gopal has the imprimatur of the AG to prosecute these cases. Tan Sri Muhammad Shafi Abdullah, who was representing Datuk Sri Najib, said the defence would be filing an appeal against today's decision. A 26-year-old man pleaded not guilty in the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court today to voluntarily causing hurt to a woman or a female bank manager in robbing her in an MRT lift in Cheras on 14th of February. Tina Tialan, an air conditioner serviceman, claimed trial to committing the offence on Lee Mei Shan, 48, in the lift at the Taman Mutiara Cheras MRT station at 6:45 a.m. on that day. In the charge read out to him before Judge Mayun Talib, Tina Talayan is accused of having robbed Lee of her identity card, driving license, 2 bank ATM cards, 2 credit cards and 400 ringgit, while voluntarily causing hurt to her. The court did not set bail and fixed 15th of March for the mention of the case and for Tina Talayan, who was clad in a dark blue t-shirt and knee-length trousers, to engage a lawyer. DPPN Joy Jyoti did not propose bail, saying the accused had acted cruelly and that the incident had gained much public attention after a video clip went viral on social media. Tina Talayan, however, did not ask for bail. Instead, Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Aziza Wan Ismail says she hoped that India and Pakistan would be able to resolve their conflict peacefully. She said she believes that the conflict, though a long-standing one, could be resolved through diplomacy.
Jadi kalau apa-apa bolehlah diselesaikan secara rundingan dengan baik, dengan diplomasi, kerana kita hidup ni kan ada boundary between each other, and whatever differences I think should be resolved amicably on the meja rundingan.
The Deputy Premier said this after launching the Petronas Foundation at the Federal Capital. Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Aziza further noted that both India and Pakistan were good friends of Malaysia. Education Minister Dr. Mazli Malik has advised Malaysian students in India and Pakistan to keep in touch with the Malaysian High Commission in New Delhi and Islamabad for updates following the escalating tensions between India and Pakistan. Now, he also said that the High Commissions and the Foreign Ministry have a standard operating procedure if the situation worsens.
Jikalau apa-apa perkara berlaku, kita mempunyai SOP kita sendiri dan kita minta pelajar-pelajar sentiasa berhubung rapat dengan pihak kedutaan.
He said this after launching the UNESCO Club and the Model United Nations MUN at Sekolah Sri Putri in Cyberjaya. These in the pipeline. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. I'm Jessica Lee. Stay tuned to TV2 and have a pleasant evening.